You're watching the fantastic Mr. B. In this video, we'll learn how to subtract mixed numbers with visual models. Make sure to grab some paper and pencil so you can work along with me. Before we start, let's look at our steps on how to subtract mixed numbers with visuals. First, we're going to find common denominators. If you don't know how to find common denominators, I'll leave a link to one of my other videos in the description. Second, we'll make equivalent fractions. Third, we'll draw our models and visuals. Then fourth, we'll go back to our number problem. We'll subtract our fractions. We'll regroup if needed. We'll subtract our whole numbers, and then we'll make sure our visual and our number problem are the same. So let's get to it. Okay, for my first problem, I have 3 and 5/6 minus 1 and 1/3. First, I need to find common denominators. I have a 6 and I have a 3. I notice that my 3 can go into my 6 by multiplying by 2. So I can keep my 3 and 5/6. So I need to change 1 and 1/3 into a new fraction with a denominator of 6. And I know 3 times 2 equals 6. And whatever I do to the bottom, I need to do to the top. So 1 times 2 equals 2. So my equivalent fraction is 1 and 2/6. Let me clean up some of my workspace. So let me rewrite my problem with common denominators. I have 3 and 5/6 minus 1 and 2/6. Now I'm going to draw my models. Since I have 3 and 5/6, I'm going to draw 4 circles. I don't need to draw more than that because I'm subtracting. I have 1 hole, 2 holes, 3 holes. Now for my fourth one, I need to cut into sixths. I have 5 of these pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now I need to subtract 1 and 1/3. I start with my fractions, so I take 2 away. Now I take 1 whole away. So I'm left with 2 and 3/6. This can be simplified to 2 and 1/2. However, this video is not about simplifying fractions. I'll leave a link in the description to one of my other videos for that. Let's go ahead to our number problem. And first I'm going to subtract fractions. 5 minus 2 equals 3. I keep my denominator of 6. And 3 minus 1 equals 2. So my answer of 2 and 3/6 are the same. I know my answer is correct. Let's jump to another problem and get your paper and pencil out so you can work along with me. Take your paper and pencil, draw out 5 circles, and write down the subtraction problem. I have 4 and 2/12 minus 1 and 3/4. I notice I need common denominators. I have a 12 and a 4. So I need to find my equivalent fraction. I notice 4 can go into 12 3 times, and 4 times 3 equals 12. So I need to find my equivalent fraction for 1 and 3/4. I know that 4 times 3 equals 12, so 3 times 3 equals 9. My new subtraction problem is 4 and 2/12 minus 1 and 9/12. Now let's go to our visual models. Since I'm subtracting, I only have 5 circles. I have 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4. And for my last one, I'm going to cut into 12ths. So I have 1 and I have 2. I need to subtract 9 out of 12 pieces. I only have 2 right here. So 1, 2, if I cross those out, I don't have 7 more to subtract. So I need to regroup. So this 4th, so I'm going to cut this one into 12 pieces. I already took 2 away, so I need to take 7 more away. So that means I have 5 out of 12 left over. Now I need to subtract my 1 whole. I'm left with 2 wholes and 5/12. Now let's see if our answer is the same when we do our number problem. I start with my fractions. 2 minus 9. I can't do that. I actually need to regroup. So I go ahead and take 1 whole away, and the 4 becomes a 3. And I have 12 pieces, so 12 plus 2 equals 14. Now I'm ready to subtract. 14 minus 9 equals 5. I keep my denominator. 3 minus 1 equals 2. My answers are the same of 2 and 5/12. For our last problem of 4 2/8 minus 2 3/4, if you'd like to try to do this problem yourself right now, pause the video. For 4 2/8 minus 2 3/4, I first need to find my common denominator. I notice that 4 can go into 8 2 times, so 4 times 2 equals 8. So now I have a common denominator of 8. I know that 4 times 2 equals 8, and whatever I do to the bottom, I need to do to the top. And 3 times 2 equals 6. So my equivalent fraction for 2 3/4 is 2 6/8. Let me go ahead and rewrite our problem with common denominators. All right, let me clear up some of my space. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw my visual. I'm going to start out with 4 holes. And on my last one, I have 2 out of 8 pieces, so I need to make eighths. And if you don't know how to make your visual fractions, I'll leave a link in the description to that too. So 4 2/8 has 2 out of 8 pieces, 1, 2. When I'm going to subtract, I need to take away 6/8. Well, I can take 1 and 2 away, but now I have to regroup. So that means I have to take my 4th whole and I have to cut it apart. Since I already took 2 away from my other, I need to take 4 more pieces away. I'm left with 4 pieces out of 8. Now I can subtract my whole numbers. I need to take 2 away. That means I have 1 whole left over. So my answer is 1 4/8, which is also equivalent to 1 1/2. Now let's go to our number problem and see if we get the same answer. First, I subtract my fractions. 2 minus 6. I can't do that, so I have to regroup again. In order to do that, I take 1 away from my whole, and it turns into 3. Then I know that each whole is cut into 8 pieces, so 8 plus 2 equals 10. Now I can subtract. 10 minus 6 equals 4. I keep my denominator. And 3 minus 2 equals 1. I have 1 4/8, which once again can be simplified to 1 1/2. I know my answer is correct. All right, that wraps up our video on how to subtract mixed numbers with visual models. I know this is a heavy concept, so I hope I was able to help you understand. Let me know what you think and make sure to smash that subscribe button. And until next time, this is Mr. B. Later.